Then a shocking twist that has reignited the storm surrounding the Brown family. Fresh whispers are sweeping across social media. Whispers that sister wives patriarch Kody Brown may have secretly taken a fifth wife. Yes, you heard that right. After years of denial, after claiming he had settled into a monogamous life with Robyn, the rumors suggest something entirely different is unfolding behind the scenes. For so long, Kody has stood at the center of scrutiny, his once tightly woven plural family unraveling thread by thread. Christine walked away. Janelle followed. Even Mary, his first wife, finally cut ties. Only Robyn remained by his side, fiercely clinging to the dream of being his one and only. But now, allegations claim Kody has been spotted with a mysterious woman, far from the cameras, far from the reality show's narrative, and some insiders insist this woman isn't just a passing acquaintance. They're calling her his new bride. The speculation has split fans down the middle. Some argue this is Kody's desperate attempt to reclaim his old image as the patriarch of a plural marriage, a man of many wives and endless authority. Others believe it proves something far darker, that Kody has never been truly satisfied, that he is addicted to the chase, forever searching for validation in the arms of someone new. Social media detectives have pieced together photos, cryptic posts, and family sightings that point toward what could be the biggest scandal in the Sister Wives franchise yet. And while Christine remains unfazed, brushing off the chaos as another chapter in Kody's unraveling legacy, Janelle has dropped cryptic hints about betrayal and misplaced loyalty. Meanwhile, Mary, who has been focused on carving out her independence, has stayed silent. That silence only fuels speculation about what she really knows and how she really feels about Kody's alleged secret marriage. With TLC cameras reportedly rolling for the new season, the million-dollar question remains: will T? And while Kody is wrapped in whispers of betrayal and scandal, his first wife, Mary Brown, has been writing an entirely different story, one of resilience, strength, and rediscovery. On Instagram, Mary shared a heartfelt post, honoring the small circle of women she calls her ride or die warriors. These women, Mary explained, have carried her through storms most of us couldn't imagine, storms of heartbreak, chaos, betrayal, and public humiliation. Alongside two intimate photos, including one with her closest friend Jen Sullivan, Mary poured her emotions into a caption that resonated deeply with fans. When the storm rolls in, she wrote, "You find out real quick who your warriors are." This wasn't just a casual statement, it was a battle cry. Mary revealed that the week leading up to her post had been full of accusations, heartbreak, frustration, and mistakes. The kind of week, she said, that tries to break you. And yet, thanks to her circle of fierce, unapologetic women, she stood unbroken. Mary described these friends as her ride or die people, women who stand shoulder to shoulder with her when the world tries to knock her down. "We'll ride at dawn for each other without hesitation," she declared, before labeling them as warriors, therapists, truth tellers, soul healers, and strategists. These aren't just friends, they're the lifeline that reminded Mary of her own worth. After 32 years of marriage rooted in faith, tradition, and eventual fracture, Mary has emerged from the wreckage of polygamy with a newfound army at her side. Where once she stood as Kody Brown's silent first wife, now she rises as her own woman, flanked by a tribe that reminds her exactly who she is and what she's capable of. For Mary, independence hasn't just been about walking away, it's about finding her warriors and rediscovering her power. But the unraveling of Mary's world did not happen overnight. It came slowly, painfully, in waves. Over time, cracks began to show in the once carefully constructed family empire. Christine was the first to break free in November 2021, a bold and defiant move that shocked fans but also inspired them. Then, just a year later in December 2022, Janelle followed, weary of the endless battles and the emotional neglect that had defined her marriage to Kody. And finally, in January 2023, Mary herself, the woman who had stood by Kody the longest, made the agonizing decision to walk away. These weren't simple divorces. These were earthquakes, seismic events that shook the very foundation of what Kody Brown had built. Every departure wasn't just a broken marriage, it was the collapse of an entire way of life. For Mary, the losses were particularly heavy. They weren't just about leaving behind a husband. They were about losing a shared identity, losing rituals, and saying goodbye to the life that had defined her for decades. The Sunday dinners, the chaotic holidays, the comfort of being part of something bigger than herself. All of it evaporated. What replaced it was silence, isolation, and a haunting question. Who am I without this family? But into that void stepped something unexpected, something stronger than blood ties, a sisterhood of friends. Fierce, loyal, and unyielding, they became her scaffolding. Warriors, therapists, truth-tellers, soul healers, strategists. Words Mary herself used to describe them in her Instagram tribute. They weren't just providing comfort. They were holding her up, reminding her that she could stand again when the world tried to break her down. This healing network revealed a powerful truth. When family ties collapse, when betrayal cuts too deep, it is often the bonds of friendship that light the path forward. These women didn't just console Mary, they challenged her, they gave her tough love, they reminded her of her worth, and most importantly, For Mary, the question of reconciliation with her former sister wives has always been a thorny one, tangled in years of betrayal, shifting loyalties, and emotional distance. While she once called these women her family, today the bond feels shattered beyond repair. When asked about Christine, Mary didn't sugarcoat her feelings. She described their friendship as practically non-existent. Yes, their paths may occasionally cross, but they no longer run parallel. The deep connection that once bound them has faded, leaving only faint echoes of what used to be. With Christine now fully living her own truth outside of polygamy, Mary has quietly accepted that their journeys no longer align. Robin's case is even more complicated. Recalling Robin's attempts at outreach, Mary's words were piercing. "I don't know how to be friends with my ex-husband's wife." A statement so raw, so honest, it cut straight to the heart of the dysfunction. For Mary, Robin's pain at her departure wasn't something she could carry anymore. "You are having this pain about me leaving. That's a you thing," Mary told the cameras, firmly separating her own healing from Robin's struggles. It was one of the rare moments where Mary allowed herself to relinquish self-blame, to admit that the collapse of her marriage and her place in the family wasn't entirely her fault. As for Kody himself, Mary describes their current relationship as a kind of pragmatic cordiality. They can be kind, even friendly, when in each other's space, but she has made it clear they are not friends. The man she once devoted her life to is now little more than an acquaintance. That acknowledgement, though painful, has been liberating. For the first time in decades, Mary has begun to rediscover her identity beyond polygamy, carving out a space where she is no longer defined by her role as a wife in Kody's household. And at the center of that rediscovery is her circle of ride-or-die warriors. These women are not just casual companions. Celebrity life, isolation, and the desperate need for true friendship. Mary's story shined a light on a reality far bigger than just sister wives. Behind the glamorous TV image, many reality stars live lives marked by loneliness. The spotlight creates an illusion of connection, but when family ties break down, when love turns into performance for the cameras, it's friendship that becomes the only lifeline. Mary's Instagram confession revealed this truth in raw form: friendship not as decoration, but as survival. Vulnerability has become her strength, and in that weakness, she has discovered renewal. These aren't just casual friends. They are the anchors keeping her steady after years of emotional storms. Whether they are old companions or new confidants born out of recent trials, they now define Mary's post-Brown family narrative. This isn't simply about moving on, it's about healing. It's about shedding toxic bonds and replacing them with relationships that actually reflect who she is today. She isn't chasing reconciliation for appearance's sake. Instead, she is demanding accountability, embracing survival, and rediscovering a sisterhood built not on marriage or TV contracts, but on raw courage and authenticity. Her Thanksgiving tribute wasn't just a holiday post, it was a signal, a declaration of forward momentum. Mary is grieving the relationships she once clung to, but she is also celebrating the new ones that truly empower her. The message was clear. Her legacy isn't just about being Kody Brown's first wife. It's about resilience, about friends who stood by her when fame and family both failed. Of course, this story also connects directly to her history with Robyn, Christine, and Janelle. By December 2022, Janelle had walked away. By January 2023, Mary followed. The grand plural marriage was dead. Today, Kody and Robyn are locked in a monogamous relationship, and sister wives, the empire that once gave Mary a platform, also cost her dearly. Her private pain became key. Restoring and reopening the inn isn't just about business for Mary. It's about symbolism, legacy, and survival. For her, that old inn stands as a monument to strength and continuity. It isn't only walls and furniture. It represents a connection to her past and a declaration of her future. On one of her virtual tours, Mary once confessed, "Whenever I'm here, I feel the presence of generations of strong women who had no choice but to carve their own way through life. It reminds me that I can too." In those words, it was clear. The inn gave her more than financial independence. It gave her a deep sense of peace. It stood in sharp contrast to the chaos of reality TV scandals, broken promises, and the fractures of her family. Within its quiet rhythm, she could finally choose stability over spectacle, authenticity over performance. But Mary's transformation didn't stop at bricks and mortar. Her weekly Fridays with Friends live streams with Jen began as casual chats, something lighthearted and fun for fans. Yet, over time, they evolved into something much deeper, a place of healing, raw honesty, and even shared grief. To viewers, it became a hybrid of group therapy, a late-night coffee chat, and a confessional truth circle. Time and again, honesty took center stage. In one striking episode, when asked about her biggest regret, Mary answered without hesitation, "I stayed too long." Jen, ever the blunt voice, added, "You gave grace to people who weaponized your loyalty." That unfiltered truth hit thousands of fans who saw their own lives reflected back at them. Cycles of misplaced loyalty, love turned into pain, and strength discovered only after walking away. Through this digital sisterhood, Mary's personal pain stopped being just her story. It became a mirror for countless women and fans struggling under the weight of toxic loyalty. It peeled back the hidden cost of polygamy, no matter how spiritual or cultural the justification. Even in what Kody Brown called his, Mary's words are rarely laced with venom. She doesn't go on social media rants or drag Kody, Christine, Janelle, or Robyn by name. But she also doesn't excuse the betrayal, the neglect, or the years of silence that shaped her heartbreak. Instead, she has carved out a new path, one that centers on healing, boundaries, and self-respect. In one of her most powerful statements, Mary said simply, "Forgiveness doesn't mean access." A reminder that wishing someone well doesn't mean they're welcome back at your table. That clarity, that courage not only to leave but to never return, is what fans have come to admire most. Raised in a strict religious household where her value as a woman was tied to marriage and motherhood, Mary's decision to leave polygamy was not just personal, it was doctrinal. Every part of her faith, her identity, her vision of salvation, was wrapped in a framework that ultimately failed her. Today, she identifies more as spiritual than religious. She speaks of divine timing, energy, alignment, and trusting the universe, words you'd never hear inside the Apostolic United Brethren faith, the very sect that launched Sister Wives. In redefining her faith, Mary is not only rewriting her own story, she's helping others do the same. She stepped into a coaching role, guiding women out of toxic marriages, broken religious systems, and suffocating identities. Her message is clear. Rewrite your story before someone else writes your ending. The way fans see Mary has shifted dramatically. In the early seasons, she was portrayed as passive-aggressive, moody, even combative. But time has revealed something different. The recent Mary is candid, emotionally intelligent, and heartbreakingly honest about her journey. On social media, she has told fans, "It's never too late to choose yourself." Vulnerability, wielded truthfully, has transformed her from reality star to symbol of resilience. Even as Sister Wives inches toward its possible final seasons, Mary's role in T. Gallagher. And fans have noticed. The latest buzz isn't about his words, but his appearance. Sporting a new look, complete with what appears to be cosmetic dental work, Kody is once again making headlines. A screenshot from one of his cameo videos went viral on Reddit, showing him with a brand new set of teeth. What might seem trivial has infuriated longtime viewers who remember the years he claimed financial strain, even refusing to support his wives and children. Janelle herself accused Kody of draining family funds to support Robyn, and the timing of this expensive dental upgrade only fueled the criticism. This isn't the first time Kody's changing appearance has sparked debate. Fans already speculated about Botox, lip fillers, tanning sessions, and even cosmetic procedures after the season 19 trailer revealed a noticeably different face. His shiny new teeth feel like the latest in a series of distractions, cosmetic band-aids on bullet wounds. Outward appearances, once again, taking precedence over genuine accountability. For many, this is the heart of the problem. Kody and Robyn appear to be living a life of extravagance, buying a $2.1 million mansion in 2024, taking out massive loans, investing in cosmetic changes, all while claiming financial struggle and emotional devastation. Instead of repairing broken bonds with his children or showing humility toward the wives who stood by him for decades, Kody is investing in image. It raises the question, is this a man moving on, or a man desperately trying to prove something? At its core, the contrast couldn't be sharper. While Mary rebuilds her life with honesty, healing, and chosen family, Kody scrambles to rewrite history, hoping that fans will forget the truth. But they haven't. And as his ex-wives thrive without him, the spotlight on Kody only grows harsher. In the end, it seems the legacy of Sister Wives won't be about his control or Robyn's favored place. It will be about the women who finally chose themselves and the Korag.